Thank you to Auxbeam for sponsoring this item. They sent over an AR800 multifunction RGB switch panel for me to install and go over some cool features. If you're interested in this item, there will be a link and discount code in the description below. As you'll see, this package includes everything you'll need to wire up your truck, which includes the switch panel, circuit control box, all mounting brackets, wiring, and the stickers. This is a mess. I have multiple wires running to my battery. Nothing's really organized. Let's try to clean that up today. We're going to start by removing all the positive and negative cables. I have quite a few. One for my subwoofer amp, my light bar, and my air compressor. And that's so far. So when working with anything power related, you want to disconnect your battery. Don't want any trips to the hospital. So if you followed me before, I installed the ARB button and a light bar button. So basically this switch panel, I'm limited to only 3 switches. If I want to add accessories down the line, there's really no room for growth. This is completely maxed out as well. Unless I get rid of the, I don't even know what I would get rid of. I got the front facing camera, that was the only empty one I had right here. So, switching over to the Auxbeam control panel, it's going to give me 8 accessories. The plan is to mount the circuit control box, double-side tape it to the original fuse box. That way I'm not drilling any holes and worrying about leakage. But first I gotta clean it up because it's dirty. I use the plastics cleaner and alcohol to wipe the dirt away. First is going to be this panel. I already have it kind of loose because I've pulled it several times for my audio, but it should just pluck right up. And then it's going to be this piece, also going to be plucked right off. Oh, actually I think there was a screw back here. There's a hand tightening screw. You'll be able to see it, but it looks like this. That should allow you to pull it out. There you go. So now we're going to remove this panel. There's 3 bolts altogether, 10mm, 1, 2, and over here somewhere 3. So if this is your first time removing this, you might want to use a plastic removal tool. I've done it a couple times, so mine's plucks off fairly easily. Just take your time. It's a little tricky, but it will come off safely. There you go. So now that we have access to this back panel, I'm going to take off these screws to remove this plate and the existing 2 buttons, and then we're going to fish the Auxbeam wire to this area. Provided terminal wire was actually the opening was too small, so we're going to have to bore it out a little bit. So what we're doing now is we're going to do a test run before actually running any wires. Everything's just out and exposed. Make sure everything works. The change of plan, I'm not going to make a mounting bracket anymore. We're just going to take out this factory faceplate, because this is still replaceable, and we're just going to drill into it and use a what's it called?
Riv nut.
Riv nut. We're going to riv nut directly into this plate. If we screw up, this is replaceable. Oh, well, that was easy.
Just need the right tools.
So use a plastic pry tool and you'll be able to get that piece off without very much issue. So we put the supplied bracket, attached it to the back of the Auxbeam switch panel, and then you're going to want to put it onto this faceplate, but you want to leave a little bit of room, otherwise it's going to touch the other panel. So we're going to mark it off, see the position we like it, and then we're going to drill it and insert a riv nut. Position it how you want it, tape it so it doesn't move, mark out the holes. So I'm going to use a center punch, that way we have a more accurate hole. And that's good. I used a small bit to start the hole and then a step bit to expand it. So we're going to tape off 3/8 because that's going to be our stopper. And we're going to riv nut this. Also, if you don't have a riv nut tool, you could just simply use a nut and bolt. So this is how it looks. We just put it in place. We didn't fully riv nut it yet. Just stick it feeling for fitment. Alright, so everything looks good. We're going to rivet it in place, but the screw heads are too distracting, so we're probably going to try to go buy some blacked out screws, make it look more less conspicuous.
Or you can just tighten it. Oh shit.
Oh shit, you went too hard.
Yeah.
It's bending the plastic.
Uh-oh. We should have stopped doing it. Alright.
Don't be idiots like us and do it too hard, because now we bent in the plastic. It should still work. Right, so one side's actually bent a little bit, but I think it should be fine. Just don't double squeeze. Special trip to the hardware store to get these blacked out hex screws, and they look so much better. And also is able to pull out the plastic a little bit once you screw it in. Looks good. So with the Auxbeam, we're able to simplify a lot of things. We're able to cut all this wiring out. Not needed. Well, I take that back. If I ever want a front and rear locker, then I'll have to add some of this back, but you can see there's a lot of cable that I was able to shorten out and a lot of fuses that are now replaced by this unit. Now we gotta fish these two wires through the firewall. This one is gonna need an extension. So we're using a TIG wire. I'm gonna tape it up with electrical wire and feed it through the firewall. Just like the other cables. Try to do this process with a friend. It makes it a lot easier and less frustrating. So we're going to use one of these add-a-fuse kits. This is going to be for the accessory wire to the Auxbeam. Basically gives it power whenever the vehicle's on. Alright, so we got it in. Hold this for me real quick. Number 1 is my light bar. And number 8 is the air compressor. Now that all the hard work is done, all we had to do was reroute all the wiring to the circuit control box. Now that we got all the wiring done, we're just going to double side tape this to the existing fuse and relay box and hope for the best. If it falls loose, I'll be the first to let you know. We didn't use the included mounts because my clutch cylinder is over here. Otherwise, we'd mount it somewhere here. But we're going to try double-sided tape.
It's not going to go more.
Use panel cover. We're going to double-side tape the circuit breaker onto the top of the box. Wipe it down with alcohol so it doesn't have any sticky oil residue. It's a lot cleaner. I only got a few cables going to the battery. Everything goes into the fuse box. Just need to clean my engine bay, and this would be a lot neater. And we're gonna go over here, tidied everything back up. I just gotta zip tie these wires and clean up this mess, but everything works. It's the best part, putting the stickers on. Oh, fuck. Sweet! With this Auxbeam unit, you're able to connect via Bluetooth and change the colors. Alright, so you could go to the app, hit connect. Once it's connected, you're able to change the color of the Auxbeam switch panel. So I want something close to stock. There, that's a good match. And just like that, you're finished. Well, not necessarily. There's a little more configuration within the app. Auxbeam actually makes a pretty comprehensive video on how to configure each button, either through the app or on the panel itself. I suggest you visit that video, which I will link below. But I'll go over some of the features real quickly, and you'll see here that you could label your buttons on the app just like you would on the panel itself. Toggle on and off is used for things like light bars or air compressors or something that you want to keep on. Commentary would be something you want to click or press and hold, maybe like a horn. And pulse is for things like lights that you want to flash like an emergency. You can also set up groups, so for example lights that you want to turn on altogether or other peripherals that you want to turn on altogether, you could dedicate a whole button to it. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you again to Auxbeam for sending me this product, and for more information you could check the description below. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel, especially bringing in new companies to work with.